as the rift between the rich and poor is being driven deeper and the battle to control the world's resources intensifies, economic colonialism through formal military aggression is staging a comeback. Iraq today is a tragic illustration of this process. An illegal invasion, a brutal occupation in the name of liberation, the rewriting of laws that allows the shameless appropriation of the country's wealth and resources by corporations allied to the occupation, and now the charade of a local Iraqi government. For these reasons, it is absurd to condemn the resistance to the US occupation in Iraq as being masterminded by terrorists or insurgents or supporters of Saddam Hussein. After all, if the United States were invaded and occupied, would everybody who fought to liberate it be a terrorist or an insurgent or a Bushite? The Iraqi resistance is fighting on the front lines of the battle against empire, and therefore that battle is our battle. Like most resistance movements, it combines a motley range of assorted factions, former Baathists, liberals, Islamists, fed-up collaborationists, communists, and so on. Of course, it's riddled with opportunism, local rivalry, demagoguery, and criminality. But if we're only going to support pristine movements, then no resistance will be worthy of our purity. This is not to say that we shouldn't ever criticize resistance movements. Many of them suffer from a lack of democracy, from the iconization of their leaders, a lack of transparency, a lack of vision and direction. But most of all, they suffer from vilification, repression, and lack of resources. So before we prescribe how a pristine Iraqi resistance must conduct their secular, feminist, democratic, non-violent battle, we should shore up our end of the resistance by forcing the US and its allies to withdraw from Iraq. The first militant confrontation in the United States between the global justice movement and the neoliberal junta took place famously at the WTO conference in Seattle in December 1999. To many mass movements in developing countries that had long been fighting lonely, isolated battles, Seattle was the first delightful sign that their anger and their vision of another kind of world was shared by people in the imperialist countries.